What is going on? Hello, good morning. And in case I don't catch you in the morning, good afternoon, good evening, and not good night, because that means you would miss the entirety of this episode. And some pretty crazy things happened in the last week that I would like to talk about today on week 54 episode. 54, same thing, same thing, same deal. On today's Formcast. Thank you so much for listening. Guys, it has been a wild up and down week. More so down to start, I won't lie, but then insanely high to finish. Now, if you don't watch my streams, that's fine. I won't judge you. I won't have any sort of bias against you. The fact that you don't watch my live streams on Twitch or even the ones on Kick, that's fine. But you should. And that's not coming from me. That my mom says you should as well. Last week started off a little bit. It was fine. It was a normal week. But I had a day where I just kind of like got in my own head and I was tired of being stuck again. And I was tired of not seeing much growth over a few days and nothing really kind of like doing anything. I'm still doing my thing, still going live, still posting content, still sharing things, this and that and that. But nothing was happening. Nothing was working. So I said, well, god dang it. Might as well pick Thursday to have a bad day, I guess. So I had a bad day. And what does that mean? What does that mean for me? That means I'm in my own head. I'm in my own head in the fact that nothing's been going right. I feel like I'm putting in too much work for little result. Do I stop? Do I slow down? Do I change things up? You start thinking about everything. And then there's like the IRL things that kind of pump in and you're just like, man, my gym sucked today and this and that. And I want to eat bad food, but I can't because if I do, then I'll gain weight. But then I want bad food because I feel like it would make me, happier mentally for like the 5 minutes it takes to scarf down a cheeseburger from McDonald's or something. So I decided to have a bad day, and it's unfortunate that I'm still not capable of pulling myself out necessarily all the time. However, when I have a bad day, I still got to go live. I do this full time. I live stream full time. It's a large chunk of my income and my ability to survive in this world. So I can't just say I'm not going to go live tonight. So I went live anyways. Halfway through the stream, I said, you know what? I'm really probably looking like I got a resting bee face, if you want to, figure that one out. I just don't want to say it out loud because I feel like YouTube might be like, oh my God, he said a bad word. But I decided to turn my camera off. So, people are still in the chat. We're all hanging out. I was playing some Valorant. Everyone's, kind of caught off guard because I never really turn my camera off unless it is a bad day where I'm just like, I still want to be live. I still want to chat it up a little bit, but very laid back, very chill, and no camera. So if you weren't there, you're going to be shocked by this. And if you were there, is probably still shocked as I am. I was asked, it was near the end of stream. It was like 11 at night, finishing the last game of Valorant, which I, of course, lost because you should never play Valorant when you're in a bad mood because that just doesn't work out for anybody. It puts you in a worse mood, to be honest, when you're playing competitive ranked gameplay. I was asked to turn my camera on. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn my camera on. They're going to throw some sort of troll sound or joke or something like that. And I'm just going to get annoyed by it because I'm already having a bad day. And they assured me. Multiple people said, no, don't worry. You won't regret this. Put your camera on for like 3 minutes. That's all I ask. That's all we ask. Just do it. So I did. I turned it on. Well, not 30 seconds later, a giant donation gets dropped. And the username is the entire community. My viewers, my followers, my community, my supporters, my friends, for the last month and a bit, since December 1st, apparently, they have been having this secret society meetings on Discord, and a separate Discord they made just for this, and they raised $2,500, and they dropped a giant $2,500 donation on stream in order for me to take time off and take my dad, Papa Form, to Italy. They paid for the flights, accommodations, and they said a little bit extra so that I don't have to worry too much about being off stream and not live while I'm away on a vacation. It gets better. It gets crazier. People who were in the stream and didn't know that this was going on wanted to contribute themselves. An extra $600 was raised on stream within 10 minutes, 50 minutes to add to the total. $3,100 raised from people that, majority of them never met me yet. I plan to, I hope to one day. But they raised money on their own to do something that I had simply mentioned a handful of times as being one of my life goals, to bring my dad to Italy, because he hasn't been back since he was 17 years old. He was born there. He left when he was very young. He went back when he was 17, but he hasn't been back, and he's 69 years old as of just a couple weeks ago, the start of the January. And I was absolutely floored. I bawled my eyes out. I was speechless for a very long time, which doesn't usually happen. I talk a lot, sometimes too much, most times too much. And what really hit me was the fact that two things. One, I get to spend this with my dad, and that is something super special to me. And I'll share kind of his reaction when I told him the news just the next day, or actually 2 days later. Yeah, I wanted to do it in person, so I had to wait to go to their place. But the one thing was, when, as a creator, when nothing's working out, and this is my mood, this was my mood leading up to this thing, was nothing's working out. You don't feel like you're really like necessarily super appreciated because something's not going right. You don't feel the growth. You don't feel the success. You don't feel the results. You don't see the results, and you feel like, what am I doing wrong? And do people actually care to watch me? Are they actually entertained? Are they only here because they feel bad if they just stop coming? All these things run through your head as a content creator, especially when you do this full time. Everything's riding on your ability to entertain, your ability to grow, your ability to put out good content and bring people together. You know what I mean? Put smiles on their face and hope they come back, right? And then lo and behold, this entire time that I was kind of feeling this way, this community of mine was literally in the background, raising these funds to make a lifelong dream come true. Like, this is going to actually happen. We're going to plan a trip. We're going to go to Italy, just my dad and I. And he'll never get to go back. This is the last time. He's almost 70 years old. He's got a defibrillator in his chest for his heart. He's got bad knees, arthritis, this and that. He's an old Italian man, so he's stubborn, but he's not going to go back. He's not ever going to go back. Do we have a chance to go see where he was born? Yeah. Do we have a chance to go to the Amalfi Coast? Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. But it made me realize that even when you think you're not doing well, and this goes for anything, not just streaming, not just content creation, but when you think you're not doing well, and you think that nobody really cares, and you think that, no one's been showing up, and no one's kind of like really digging what I'm putting out right now. No one's picking up what I'm putting down. They are. They are. They always are, especially if they understand you, especially if they know who you are, especially if they care a little bit about you. They will always be there. The number of viewers, the number of likes, the number of reactions does not correlate to the amount of support that you may have for you and your streams and your dreams. I really, really thought about that since last Thursday. And it's turned my mindset around the last few days, and I'm really going to drive it home to continue that mindset. Now, I tell my dad, I tell my family. My mom didn't know, my dad didn't know. I text my sister the next day. She says, I saw your post on Twitter. That's so crazy. It's so amazing. Oh my God. She's already thinking of like what you could do and how much like this might be and this might be and where you can go and all these things. Oh, Rome is nice, beautiful, whatever. So I go to their house, right? And my sister, I text her. I say, hey, I'm going over to their place right now to share the news. You want to come? She said, I'm already in my PJs. It was like, 7 o'clock at night. She wasn't feeling too well, but I was like, hey, listen, if you want to see his reaction, let me know. And everybody on stream, everybody in the community said, call him on stream, have him on stream, say it, do it on stream. And I said, my dad is an old Italian man. He's very reserved, very quiet. He is all about family, all about everybody being happy. But, I paid their January's mortgage, and it was a Christmas gift out of nowhere. He didn't say a single word. I think he said a couple things, but his reactions are very internalized. But he gave me a big old hug, and I know that he meant that he was super, super, super appreciative of this. So this time around, I'm like, you know what, guys, listen, if I have him, this is how he's going to react. I'm going to say, Dad, guess what? We're going to Italy, blah, blah, blah. And he's going to not say a word. And he's going to say like, oh, okay, wow. Like, he's just very reserved. Doesn't mean he's not excited. He just doesn't really share his emotions like most people might be jumping up and down, all that kind of stuff, like, holy cheese, oh my God. No, so I tell him. And my mom just before this had said, because, you know, Mama Form comes in the chat once in a while, and she said, your stream, like, your donation goal, your total was like crazy. I was like, yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, this is like, you know, and I wasn't ready to say the story, like just a surprise just that minute. I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it is what it is. Like, some months are crazy, some months are not, you know, like, it is what it is, Mom. And then I said, you know, a couple minutes go by, and my sister's like, well, what are you doing here? Because we didn't tell my mom that my sister was going too. So I was like, well, you know, just figure I'd come for a visit. I was out, whatever. But I said, Mom, I quickly shifted. I said, Mom, why'd you ask me about my stream and like what's going on? Well, I did. I just saw that. And I said, there's a reason, actually. And I looked at my dad. I said, it's all to do with this guy. And he, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my reaction and what he did. He just went, he was kind of like, what? Me? And he immediately went to like, what does that have to do with me? And then I started talking about something else or whatever. And then he's like, wait. Why does that have to do with, what did I do? I said, you did nothing. I said, I didn't even do anything. Then I shared the fact that my community wanted us to live out a dream, him and I, and donated enough money to take him to Italy, probably for like a week or so. We haven't really figured the timeline just yet. But to take him back to Italy, to where he was born, to where he hasn't returned in I don't know how many years. So 69 minus 17, whatever that is. My math ain't good. If you know me, you know my math ain't good. My small math ain't good. Okay? And he was speechless. He said, who do I thank? And then multiple times he said, to get to do this with my son. That's really special. Now, my sister's boyfriend was also present, and he actually just recently lost his dad not super long ago, and he was really close to him. And he kept mentioning, what I think is really special is that you and Tyler, me, if you don't know that, my name is Tyler, that you and Tyler can do this, just you guys, just yourselves, and enjoy it. This has never happened to me before. This is the biggest sign, this biggest show, the biggest support in terms of not just money, but allowing me to have an experience with my father, who my father and I, we are close, but we've never been able to share a true experience together, aside from hockey when I was young, I'd say. No mom around to give us anxiety and stress because she's like that person, you know, when traveling. Just me and him, nobody else. I'm still, as I'm repeating this and as I'm sharing the story, I'm still shocked. I'm still in absolute awe of the amount of support. And I told everybody when I was live, I said, I don't deserve this. I was letting down people that day. I was letting people down. I was letting people down is what I meant to say. I was letting them down by being not, you know, enthusiastic and not happy and not grateful for what I have in that moment, because I just felt like such a stuck mode, a failed mode, that where nothing I've been doing is working this week, this last little bit. Nothing's kind of, you know, coming around. And little did I know that everything was coming around. I just couldn't see it yet. So if there's any message you get out of today's episode, is not the fact that, oh shit, Form gets to go to Italy. It's the fact that when you think something is going wrong or not going right, sometimes it is. You just have to wait for it. You just got to wait for it to show itself. Now, the flip side of this, there's a lot of positive reinforcement and support from all this. I shared it on Twitter, Discord, etc. But it got to me. It was told to me that there's still people out there that are jealous and that are saying that this donation from the community is really weird and odd and who cares. And And that hurts because I didn't ask for this. I didn't make a goal to go to Italy. Have we talked about the fact that I would love to go to Italy with my dad one day? Yeah. And how difficult it would be? Yeah. Did the community do this on their own? Yeah, they did. So it really kind of sucked that to hear that some people who have disliked me for over a year now are still disliking me and still kind of like they heard about it. I mean, my post about me and my dad got almost 10,000 impressions on Twitter, so I'm sure they've seen it or something. But it kind of just sucked that people still live in that hate mode, in that negative mode, in that jealous mode. I mean, I see people that I know that I'm close with. They get so much thrown their way. I ain't jealous. We win together. Needless to say, we don't give it too much attention or energy because I'm going to Italy. That's that. Wild week. Wild week. So, like I said, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling stuck, you're not. You're not. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next time and next week. Cheers.